This is not a business imperative. This is not Mitek's business imperative. This really, in my opinion, is the business imperative. There was a poll by the great organization, the Gallup organization, that estimates that only 30%, I mean, just think about that. You have a room full of 100 employees and only 30 of them are actively engaged, are engaged employees that are actively engaged. And when you think about that, unhappy coworkers, unhappy workers cost the United States business, the industry, almost $500 billion annually. That's a staggering number. Globally, Gallup even reports that roughly only 13% of workers define themselves as engaged. So U.S. is propping that up. So just imagine how horrible that must be in many parts of the world, with even fewer engaged employees than those 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100. So what's the result of that? Think about it. It's a very costly turnover. We should all know that in business. It is way more effective to keep employees on board than to have to constantly onboard and exit and so forth. Absenteeism is very costly in business. Quality issues, productivity, loss of customers. I mean, I used to talk about, as a sales manager, the 10-10-10 rule, and I would say, it takes 10 months to get a new customer. It can take you 10 seconds to lose one, and then maybe 10 years if you're lucky to get them back. So loss of customers is very costly. Safety is paramount in our business, and just all these things can happen when you don't have truly engaged employees. And something that one of my close friends, the author of the book People First, and helped to bring the People First culture to Mitek, Jack Lanham, says is that employees are chronically overmanaged and way underled. And you may think that's a play on words, but I don't like to use the word management when it comes to people. We can manage our calendar a bit, manage our affairs, but when it comes to people, they truly are just yearning to be led. So let's talk about the definition of the various types of employees. I talked about engaged employees, and only 30 out of 100 in a room are going to be engaged. So think about that. Those are employees that are passionate about what they do. There's a key word in this slide. They feel a connection, a real connection to their company. I mean, they'll even put the company first, before their own personal well-being, because they identify so strongly with the company and its mission and its vision and its values. They'll drive the best behavior and innovation. And we've heard that term, movers and shakers. Well, engaged employees are the ones that really move companies forward and upward. They'll give their discretionary effort, and I've seen it time and time again. I could tell you stories over the years of employees that have just, Tony used the word hero. I have so many heroes in this company. I've been around for almost 39 years now, and it always amazes me what people will do, engaged employees will do for their company, their coworkers, their customers, and just about anybody that's in need. Then you get to the not engaged, and these are folks that are kind of, putting in the time. Some are sleepwalking through their day. Maybe they're very good at what they do and they can do that. They're getting their work done, but really, there's really no energy or passion in their work, and that becomes obvious. And I'm not saying that they're disruptive or doing something wrong, but they're not the ones that are really advancing the organization forward. And then a third category, which really should be very concerning, are those who are actively disengaged. And I didn't put the statistic up here, but if I recall it correctly, the number in the Gallup poll for actively disengaged is something like 25%. That means in a room of 100 employees, 25 of them aren't just unhappy when they come to work, but they're actually acting it out. They're actually doing something to consciously attempt to influence coworkers and undermine what they're doing and what the company's doing. And anybody who thinks that that doesn't go on in an organization is they're either in denial or just sadly naive, because it happens in even the best of organizations. And certainly, we do our best to minimize that here at MyTech.